Cultures that shaped Australia, and why we're better for it. Part 3. The Netherlands. The Dutch shaped post-war Australia through skilled work in farming, engineering and trades, while also influencing everyday life with practical design and efficiency. Examples of Dutch influence include maritime and port industries. After World War II, many Dutch migrants settled in major port cities where maritime skills were in demand. These cities offered work that aligned closely with Dutch seafaring traditions. Beyond industry, Dutch Australians have contributed to Australia's sailing, boating and yacht club culture. In addition, Dutch expertise in drainage, irrigation and flood management has influenced Australian approaches to water planning. Denmark. The Danish have shaped Australia through practical design thinking along with enduring cultural connections that continue to influence how Australians live. Examples of Danish influence include design and Scandi style. Danish modern design such as clean lines, functional furniture and warm minimalism has strongly influenced Australian interiors, architecture tastes, and a cozy living vibe. Food and hospitality. Danish cafes, bakeries and new Nordic inspiration show up via rye breads, pastries, open sandwiches, and a broader appreciation for simple, seasonal cooking. Australia owes the design of the Sydney Opera House, one of the most recognisable buildings in the world and an iconic landmark of Australia, to the bold and original vision of Danish architect Bjarne Utzon. Queen Mary of Denmark is not only a proud Tasmanian-born Australian, but her marriage to Prince Frederik, the future King of Denmark in 2004 also deepened public interest in Australia and brought new visibility to Danish culture at home. Sweden. Swedish Australians have influenced life through practical, people-focused design, egalitarian social values, and a strong emphasis on sustainability, shaping how Australians furnish homes, approach work-life balance, and think about everyday living. Swedish ideas around environmental responsibility, recycling, renewable energy, and sustainable urban planning have influenced Australian conversations about greener cities, housing, and living more lightly in a harsh climate. Sweden's strong traditions of egalitarianism, work-life balance, gender equality, and consensus-based decision-making have influenced Australian workplace norms, public policy thinking, and family life. Poland. Post-war Polish migrants strengthened Australia's industrial, mining, and construction workforce while building strong community networks. Examples of influence include the thousands of Polish migrants who worked on the Snowy Mountains scheme after World War II. Ukraine. Ukrainian Australians supported agriculture and construction while preserving rich cultural and religious traditions. Prominent examples include Mykola Lebed, a key figure in post-war Ukrainian community organization and advocacy who was involved in preserving Ukrainian language, culture and political identity. Hungary. Skilled Hungarian migrants contributed to engineering, science, medicine, and cultural life after World War II. One of our most prominent Hungarian migrant success stories is Sir Frank Lowy, a Holocaust survivor who emigrated to Australia in 1952, and co-founded Westfield, one of the world's largest shopping centre groups. Czechoslovakia. Czech and Slovak migrants arrived in notable numbers after World War II, with further waves following the 1948 communist takeover and again after the Soviet-led invasion of 1968. Many of these refugees went on to contribute to engineering, science, education, the arts, and major nation-building work, while traditions in glass and design also influenced Australia's studio practice and teaching communities. The Baltic states. Estonian, Latvian, and Lithuanian migrants enriched Australia through education and civic life. A prominent citizen was Estonian-born Arvi Parbo who migrated to Australia as a refugee in 1950 and rose to become chairman of BHP, one of Australia's most powerful companies. Croatia. Croatians have played a major role in shaping Australia through post-war migration, community clubs, construction, and viticulture and hospitality. They also had a major influence on Australian soccer, leaving institutional legacies including Sydney United 58 FC, Melbourne Knights FC, and the Adelaide Raiders SC. North Macedonia. Macedonians have left a strong physical and cultural imprint through distinctive churches including St. Elijah Macedonian Orthodox Church in Footscray, Victoria, which is one of the earliest and most prominent Macedonian-built churches in Australia. The community has also had a lasting influence on Australian soccer, with players like former Socceroo Goran Lazanovski. Lebanon. The Lebanese have had a profound influence through entrepreneurship and small business, food and hospitality, and a long migration history marked by adaptability, resilience, and civic engagement. Prominent citizens include former Sydney Lord Mayor Sir Nicholas Shahadi, and community advocate Danny Abdullah. Turkey. The Turkish have shaped modern Australia through small family-owned businesses, a visible community life, and of course vibrant foods such as kebabs, pide and baklava. They have established some of Australia's most recognisable Islamic landmarks, including the Auburn Gallipoli Mosque. Prominent citizens include Hazem El Masri, one of the highest point scorers in NRL history, and Turkish-born comedian and actor Akmal Sala.